about it. And then tell me something about your business that you're hoping to improve or get good new ideas in for 2015. So Bonnie, I know you know how to answer these questions. Go ahead and start, darling, unless you're messaging Renee.
Uh-oh. Oh, just a second.
I see her trying to pop back on. Renee, hun, can you hear me? Your camera and microphone might be off. If you take your mouse and go down to the bottom, you'll see a line pop up at the bottom that has some settings. We'll start with Disa. Disa, go ahead and tell us why you signed up with Send Out Cards and what you're hoping to accomplish in 2015 and what you need, what it is you need to make sure that happens. Hang on. I got it. Okay, now go ahead.
Can you hear me now?
Yep.
Good. My why, I guess for me, it was because it's the opportunity to share, be able to connect with other people, but it's something that I don't have to carry per se with me, have extra product to show. It's just simple. But it also tugs my heartstrings. It's something I connected really well with. Something I hope to gain or improve. Is that
accomplish in 2015?
My goal is to obviously accomplish. What's the right word? Be farther than where I am at today. So be able to present more during the week to other people.
Okay. So give me kind of if there's a place you want to be at by the end of the year, what is that place?
Senior manager, I guess, if that's what you're looking for. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. How many people would you have to have business builders under you to do that? Estimation.
Well, senior manager it's going to take me a while. So
that's okay. I'm just wondering what those numbers are.
I don't remember. Kathleen or Bonnie, do you know? Is it like 12? I forget what the. Let's see there.
Yeah, I think it is 12. That's where I'm kind of new in the business in that sense for business building. So.
Yeah, I think it's 12 distributors and then 3 customers for each of those.
Right.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay, perfect. All right, Kathleen, how about you? Oh, wait. You have one more question, Lisa. And so what would you like to gain confidence in, be able to do more frequently, more consistency? Like, what do you feel like you need to have happen to make that happen this year?
Well, consistency, of course, but I think the wording
in what?
To be able to connect everything together.
Okay. So to be able to tell them about your product and then close the deal, or service and then close the deal?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Gotcha. All right, Kathleen. Shoot. Hang on. Yeah, I got to mute you. Go for it, girl.
Okay. I would like to be senior manager. What attracted me to this company is I always wanted to be a kind of person who sent thank you notes, who, remembered birthdays, did that extra, but I could never be organized enough to. I sometimes would buy cards, they wouldn't get mailed.
Guilty.
I might find them in the car.
Yeah.
Next time it wouldn't happen. Mm-hmm. So this company makes it happen for me. And I resonate with the creativity part of it, and I don't have to have product.
Gotcha.
It's all online.
Cool. Awesome. And so what's your goal for 2015?
Senior manager.
Okay. Now, do you guys have an idea of what the income level is at that place?
I really don't. I'm embarrassed to say it's a goal. I didn't know really what that would entail financially.
Gotcha. Okay. And so tell me what you feel like you need to accomplish that goal.
I need to find business builders. I need to find customers as well. And I need to find ways to help other people who want to have a business like my own.
Okay. And so do you have a challenge finding the people, or you find them and you don't know what to say, or what? Where's
Both.
the goal in that? Both?
Both.
Okay. So finding customers and what to say when you find them.
Yes.
Okay, perfect. All right, Bonnie, how about you?
Well, for me, I've been in the direct sales industry for about 27 years. So I'm used to having product on hand. I'm used to going to the events and selling product. What I enjoy, I've used Send Out Cards for about 3 years in a previous jewelry company that I was with. After being at several events and being like the one of 5 jewelry companies trying to sell my product, getting frustrated that, your sales aren't there because kind of splitting between all 5 companies. Decided to look at Send Out Cards a little bit more as a business. So I just went to the Salt Lake Mastering Relationship Marketing and kind of has jumped in. So I don't really, like you ladies, I'm not really sure how the compensation plan exactly works, but senior manager definitely is where I want to be. And I've been working with Michelle for a couple months now. So for me now, it is, I can go out there and meet the people, but I have lots of customers, but now how do I talk about them earning the money, so turning them into MDs?
Cool. Awesome. Okay. So we have, let's see, Marlene and Renee. Is that right on the phone?
Yes.
Okay. So Marlene, go ahead and tell us about yourself, why you signed up with the company, and what your thing is you need and what your goals are.
I want residual income to plan for retirement, past a paycheck, to be able, okay. And then what I want to do in 2015, I really want to get more comfortable with social media for contacts. And I think I just got my phone to be able to create a card. So that's what I'm tickled about. I can meet people easy, but time management is just, sitting down and show. So anyway, just I've got to show it.
So tell me what you mean by show it.
You need to walk them through the steps, let them send a card, give out more splash packs.
And tell me, what's difficult about making that happen, or are you trying to find more people to do that with, or getting them when you find someone to
I'm still in my warm market, so I feel like I haven't run out of that. It's just time management, like I was saying, just to be able to get people pinpointed down, let's meet.
So time management meaning connecting schedules?
Yes.
Oh, okay. So when you're available, that they're available?
A little of both.
Well, yeah. And so you don't have a problem getting them to commit to meeting. It's just that you have a hard time finding a time you can meet. Is that what you're saying?
No, it's me being proactive in setting the appointments, and just, I can carry through if I set an appointment. It's on my part. I need to step that up a notch.
So you're saying actually booking appointments is what you need to step up a notch. Am I understanding that right?
Yes, you are. And that is very true.
So do you think that's only time management, or is there a little fear behind that?
I don't think it's a fear, because it's exciting.
Okay. So maybe it's just not the habit hasn't been formed.
There you go.
Okay.
That might be.
Okay, gotcha. All right. And then lastly, Renee. Hi, welcome. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Hi, how are you?
Hi. I'm good. How are you?
Good. Tell me a little bit about what made you sign up with Send Out Cards.
First was intrigued by the fact that you can send out cards, like the selection of cards, and that you can just do it right from your computer. Because I used to do cards, a while back, and now I just never find the time to run to the store and get them. And sometimes I don't even want to buy them at $5 a piece.
Right.
And it's just remembering, like, I know when somebody's birthday comes up, but then I forget to, get the card, and I just like the idea of being able to do that and be able to keep in touch. Because,
Yeah.
it means a lot to me to do that.
Cool.
So that was my initial reason for doing that.
And what's your goal with the company?
I want to start making income eventually. I don't have, I don't know how the compensation plan works yet, or, what levels there are and stuff, but eventually I would like to be able to make the extra income that I need to make up for my loss when I got a job and I don't make as much as I did.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe years down the road I'd like to be at home, but right now I just want to make that extra income to cover that.
Cool. To cover what again?
Oh, because I was a stay-at-home mom and going to school, and then my children were getting benefits from losing their father. But now that they're older, they don't get that, so I've lost income there, and so now I'm just on a single income.
Okay. And so tell me what skills you need to foster to make that happen, do you feel?
I need to learn how to talk to people about it, how to get them to respond, and then follow up with phone calls with them or however I need to. The people will say they're interested, but I don't know how to respond to that and get them to respond back.
Okay. All right. Perfect. Okay. So I've got to know a little bit about each of you. I think I might have a few ideas for each one of the things that you'd like to work on. We've talked about the importance of wording. Who all needs a little better wording? Is that something a lot of you relate to? Yes, no? Okay. And being able to meet people and then turn them into customers and hopefully some business builders. Do some of you relate to that? Okay. And then using social media effectively, having the habit of getting out there and meeting people and actually make business meetings after you've networked. Is that something anybody else is challenged with, is being in the habit of working your business? Is that something? Okay. And then learning how to talk to people just in general, how to take it from your regular conversation to then talking more about the business. Is that something common that you all are struggling with? Okay, all right. I think we're going to have some ideas for it today. Oh, I'm going to need a power cord or I'm going to die. Hang on, let me text a kid. We don't want to die. Hang on 2 seconds. Porter, can you grab me a power cord, please?
Renee, I think your screen's on. So whatever you're using, you can point it at yourself and we can see you.
My computer's not ready to die.
Sounds like Michelle's having the same problem.
I usually pay attention to that a little better. Okay, so let's get chatting. I am really excited to share some ideas with you because I'm incredibly passionate about a thing I call needs-based selling, where we get information from people to find out if the product and the service that you carry is even something that someone needs before we start talking about it. Okay? Now, how would it feel to know that they really need your product, really need your service before you ever even tell them anything about your product? How would that feel? To just know, based on what they've told you, man, I'd feel a lot better if I was sending out thank you cards to all my customers. Man, I'd feel a lot better if my family members were getting birthday cards from me every year. Man, I'd feel a lot better. How would you like to know those kind of things before you ever tell them about your service? What do you think would happen to your closing rate if that happened?
It'd be awesome.
It'd be awesome? Okay. So let's talk about that, because we can know about 90% of the time if they're going to buy or not, because we're really focused on their needs. Okay? And I'm going to tell you how to do that. So one of the things that my heart just goes out to people that are in sales, who here, I know several of you are old enough to remember when the phone was attached to the wall and the phone would ring about 7 p.m., pick it up and go, and they go, hi, this is Susie Smith of AT&T, and the reason why I'm calling is to help you change long distance companies. And they would talk as fast as they can, hoping that you wouldn't hang up before they got out their spiel, and that would make you switch companies, right? Anybody remember that besides me? Okay.
Yes.
Did it make you want to switch phone companies with the way they sold? Okay. And yet,
No.
front of people, and we get excited about our product, and guess what we do? We go, hi, I'm Bonnie, and I do this card thing, and I'm really excited to tell you all about it. And we tell them all the great things that, oh, there's brownies, you're gonna love the brownies. And then we I jokingly call it cell vomit. And nobody means to, right? We're just enthusiastic, and we don't know what else to say, and we really did think the AT&T person was annoying, but now we're selling something, and we don't know what else to do. So we excitedly tell them about it, and then we wonder why they get that look on their face and they pull back. Did you know that's the only thing you're dreading? Like if you got talking to somebody, let's say at Hallmark, about your cards, are you actually scared they're going to go, whatever you do, don't come down this aisle, this lady Bonnie is going to talk to you? Like, right? You're not actually scared, or someone's going to throw rotten tomatoes. This is all you're dreading, is you're talking and they go, right? That's all you don't want to happen, is that look of their eyes get big, their body language pulls back, and it's that, ooh, they're trying to sell me something, right? Would you agree? That's literally what you're trying to avoid. Okay, we hate that feeling that someone thinks we're just trying to sell to them, when really we just want to help them, right? We just want to offer them a service that might be of help to them. Right? Because all of your hearts are in the right place. None of you are here. None of you said, I don't care about the product. I don't care if it works. I just got to make money. None of you said that, right? Now, we feel that sometimes that's what salespeople act like. Would you agree? And so we're like, no. We just don't want to look like a salesperson. Well, that's what I'm going to help you with. I'm going to help you feel 100% authentic. I'm going to help you ask those really good questions. You're going to know the people before you ever mention your service, and you're going to truly be able to help them more than you ever have before, because you're going to know things to ask them. And then when you talk about your service, because you got several different pieces, there's lots of different cards you can send. There's lots of different categories of gifts you can send. There's ways you can use this for personal, for business, even, like church and community service and things like that, right? There's dozens of ways this can be used. So getting a better understanding of where people are coming from is going to make it so you can tell them those specific pieces of the pie that come in that great big one. Do any of you want to sit down and eat a whole pie, technically? Like, anyone feel really good after it? No, right? We start in. I really like sweets, but I know after even 2 pieces, I'm going to be like, oh, no, we don't need to do any more of that, right? Okay. So if we tell them about this whole huge pie and their like eyes are big and they're like, ooh, that was just too much, okay? We want to give them just the slice they need. And then they're happy for it. So let me tell you a little trick. What do you think the #1 used word is in the English language? What's the #1? I? Did you say I? Kathleen? Kathleen? I? You're muted. Did you say I?
Yes, I.
I. 400 times more than any other word in the English language is the word I. People love to talk about themselves. And that's what we want to get them to do, is talk about themselves. Now, we know that people don't like it when they feel like they're being sold. They don't care for salespeople. We have a bad rep. And we don't know what else to do. So let me give you a couple ideas. So I want you to imagine these scenarios. Imagine what you would get to tell them about your company based on the answers of some of these questions. If you got to just start talking to somebody, you're talking about their business, you're talking about their family, you're talking about the community service they do. So imagine what would happen when you start asking these kind of questions. What types of cards do you send out during any calendar year? For what occasions, and you have these in the notes, they're in your agenda. So you can look here and we can keep talking. They're all right there written for you, okay? For what occasions would you like to be sending cards out more often? On a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being absolutely, would you send more cards? How likely would you, I don't think I worded that quite right, but how more likely would you be to send them out if you literally could do it on your phone on a scale of 1 to 10? In your career or on occasion, or what occasions do you have that you need to send a card or a small gift? How would you feel? Okay, who's got the phone? For which holidays do you currently send cards? What events do you have coming up that you'd like to send several cards to invite or announce an event? How would you feel if you were connecting more on a professional or personal level using a written card or gift? That feel word. How would what would it do for your career if you were staying more connected to your clients by using cards or gifts? On what occasion in the last year did you forget or almost forget to send a card to someone that you care about? What does it mean to you to get a card of appreciation? On a scale of 1 to 10, how important do you feel it is when doing business to send a thank you note after a purchase or after referrals given? Okay, so I want to hear which of these questions like got you? Which of these is like, oh, I could have asked that as so and so? Which question grabbed you? Bonnie, for you, which of these questions are go-to ones for you?
Well, I think definitely what cards have you forgotten to send out because you forgot the birthday or forgot the anniversary. But all these cards, I was just in my mind, it's like you're asking me the question and I'm like, yes, or, whatever. So
right.
They're awesome.
Cool. Okay. What do you think, Kathleen?
Definitely, because all of them, because it's difficult to have the address, a stamp, and the card all at the same time and actually get out the door.
Right.
That's difficult.
Yeah.
So you might have the card, but you don't have the address, so you don't get it to them.
Mm-hmm.
Or you've got the address, but you don't have a stamp, and you forget to get a stamp.
Okay, so tell me which of these questions do you feel would reveal needs when you're talking to people?
When you ask them what they want to send or how they want to send cards, because we may or may not want to send thank you notes or whatever, that may not be what their want is. So find out what it is they want to do.
Mm-hmm.
Is it birthday cards they want to do? Is it their Christmas cards? Are they wanting to grow their business? Are they wanting to use it business-wise, thanking for referrals or getting referrals or keeping top of mind to their customers?
Right. So do you have the questions there in front of you, the notes, the agenda?
No, I don't.
Okay. So be sure and print that off because that's going to help. So the questions with regards to the things that you just mentioned, of what types of cards do you send out in any calendar year? Or what card did you forget or almost forget to send last year that was really important to you? Or tell us how cards or small gifts would impact your business. Okay? the way you're kind of saying it right now, you're trying to lead it towards making them say they're going to need what you have. We want to be instead purely curious, and you'll actually find out more and more needs that you'll be surprised about that you didn't expect to kind of unpackage from them by making sure that you're asking really good, curious, open-ended questions. So if you notice, all these questions are open-ended, totally open-ended. There's not yes, no. Would that help your business? It's how would that help your business? Do you see that? Can you feel that difference?
Yes. Where is that list that you spoke of?
It's right on the reminder that came, and it says a great big green box. It says agenda.
Okay.
So let's see. Marlene, which of these questions resonate with you?
I like the one, what upcoming events do you have that you would like to send a card?
Awesome. Perfect. Marlene?
Because I get into thinking ahead of time.
Uh-huh. Yep, exactly. Renee, how about you?
I like the one about the what types of cards, because like they said, there's many different occasions, and for me, I have different things that I hadn't thought of before, and just kind of like to see what they typically would send out.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Okay, perfect. Disa, how about you? You're muted. Hang on. Go ahead.
Okay, I like number 8. What would you do for your career if you were staying more connected to your clients using cards or gifts?
Yeah, excellent. So how do you see that? What information do you see that pulling out of people so that you can help them understand why your service is valuable? Bonnie, what can you see that pulling out of people so you can go, hey, this might be something that you might be interested in?
Oh, you're kind of breaking up. I think that it kind of sparks a curiosity with them. It kind of gets them thinking. Instead of them feeling like we're selling to them, it's us, asking them to think about how our service could be beneficial to them and their business.
Right. And based on their answer, how can you better serve them?
Well, when we know what they need, then we can focus on that direction instead of focusing on the direction that we maybe have a need in our life.
Right.
Be more personable.
So the really important thing to understand, and I want you to really think about this, how many of you care more if a product is going to work for you, or if the product, how many of you care more if the product worked for the other person that you're buying it from, or you care more if the product is going to work for yourself? Will you buy something just because it worked for somebody else? Or do you want to know if it's going to work for you? Come on, ladies. What do you think?
Definitely work for them personally. For, I guess, myself. I want to know.
Yeah. Okay, so this is the important thing. There's a huge temptation in sales to think that if we tell them all the great things about the company, especially the ones that we like most and what's been beneficial to us, that then they'll hear something great and they'll go, ooh, I need that too. And then they hop on board with this. But the interesting thing is how often people don't all value and have the same priorities. Okay, so let me give you kind of a outside the box example, because sometimes you hear it differently when we hear it with a different product. So how many of you have seen the unique makeup, the eyelashes that make your eyelashes longer? You like put it on like mascara versus gluing it on, fake eyelashes. Everybody's seen that, okay? So that's their go-to product. How many of you didn't know they sold anything else besides mascara? Did some of you kind of think they didn't sell much of anything else? Is that easy to think? How about you, Marlene and Renee? Have you seen that on Facebook and is that all they sell?
No, they sell makeup.
I don't even recall seeing it.
Go ahead, Marlene.
I said I don't even recall seeing it.
Oh, okay. All right. Renee,
But
have you seen it?
I've seen it, and yes, they advertise the mascara more than anything, but I just kind of knew that they did some makeup.
Yeah. So one of the things I tell them all the time is like, when you just directly start telling people about your fancy mascara, which I own it and I like it, okay? But when you go right for the mascara, what about the person who doesn't wear mascara? My bestest girlfriend has beautiful dark lashes. She doesn't wear mascara. Or the person that's allergic to stuff and can't wear anything on her eyes for whatever reason. What if instead they ask them, hey, if you left the house with only one stitch of makeup on, or what's the product you replace most often in your makeup bag? What if they asked one of those two questions first? And whether they talked about lipstick or mascara or eyeshadow or foundation, then they told them about that product first. How much do you think their sales would increase? Versus if they go right for the mascara.
Mhm.
You see what I'm saying? So that's where these questions, you love some part about send out cards. There's some part about it, whether you are the birthday queen, the birthday card queen sender now, or you are amazing at sending out thank you cards, or there isn't a friend of yours that hasn't eaten those awesome brownies yet. Okay. Whatever it is, there's a part you love, right? Now, I'm telling you, when you start talking to people, if you go for that thing that like most people get the mascara, you're going to lose 25 to 30% of your sales because you didn't bother talking about what they might need. And they're like, what if you got talking to them about how much you love sending out birthday cards and they were Jehovah's Witness? Okay? Right? That wouldn't work real well, correct? You've got to ask questions. You've got to find out about them, or you literally will lose customers. Does that make sense? Okay.
Yeah.
And so learning how to use these questions effectively makes a huge difference. You want to pick like your top 3 questions, put them on a 3x5 card, carry them around with you everywhere, read them over and over again so they start rolling off your tongue easily. Okay? When you get in a situation and you're talking about somebody's business, you can say, hey, what are the little things you do to stay connected with your customers? What do you do to get repeat business? What do you do to show them appreciation? Okay? And then you can say, wow, have you any chance you've ever heard, could I share something with you that other people it's been working for them? So let's get to that. So think about this for a minute. You think about all your friends. You have some friends who will chat your little ear off. They'll do all the talking. And you have some friends that it's a happy medium and they ask you questions and you ask them questions, right? Who's the person you like to be around the most?
The one with the give and take. We both are equally
Right.
talking.
The one who listens, right? Okay. So think about that. People are much more likely to trust you and buy from you when they feel heard, when they feel like you've stopped and listened to them. So that's the first thing. People stay around longer when they're doing the talking. Like if you ever do a booth for this company, it's really funny to watch. Like if you ever walked into a booth and they're really excited, they're telling you about their Tupperware or their Mary Kay or their craft they made, and they're talking and you're kind of going, yeah, okay, and you're trying to figure out how to get out of their booth and like when they'll like take a breath so you can like walk out. If someone is standing there telling you about the kind of cards they want to send for holidays and you're intently listening, does anybody walk off when they're talking? No, right? Your feet are planted in your booth. Get them talking, okay? The other thing that happens is when you get people to sign up for your service and it's something they really need versus on a whim, yeah, I should send more thank you cards. I don't know. That's what Kathleen's doing. I should do that more. Versus they stop and they went, you know what? I want to be the auntie, like you said, who sends out the birthday cards, that knows they remembered their special day. That's what I want to do. That's what's important to me. So let me tell you a little bit about that. My first business was scrapbooking supply. Then you've been scrappers. I lived in North Dakota in the Midwest, and we're all scrappers out there, you know. Oh, yeah, you betcha, okay? Now, I could get you really excited about their cute stamps and their paper, and I could even get you to buy paper and then literally take pictures to match the paper. We all have to have watermelon pictures of our kids in the summer, right? Okay, like I had it completely backwards. When I started asking, what are the 3 memories you want to preserve? If your brain is going to go blank in 30 days from now and you preserved 3 memories, what would they be? They told me, we found the paper for them. Guess what? They went and used the paper. If they use the paper, are they more likely to buy more of it? Okay. So if you talk about the cards they most want to do, they're more likely to use the service. They're more likely to not cancel it. They're more likely to tell someone else. You then get more referrals. Okay. There's like layer upon layer upon layer of perks to making sure you ask questions instead of cell vomit. Okay. Now, Marlene, you talked about using Facebook. You talked about being able to use Facebook. Let me tell you, one of the best things you can do is learn how to use these questions. If you put some cute card out there or make some comment about, ask them, hey, how many Christmas cards do you send? Or who's ever sent Easter cards instead of Christmas cards? Or what's the special things that you do for Mother's Day? And you get conversations going, okay? Like I've seen Bonnie do that. She's good at asking really fun questions that have to do with cards. I've been friends with her the longest on Facebook, so that's why I know. Some of you may do that too. I just know Bonnie the best, okay? But when somebody makes a comment and you can say, hey, they might be interested in my service, it's very tempting to private message them and go, guess what? I do this thing and you're going to love it. And it's this much money and this is where my website is. And we go, bleh, okay? Like, no. What if you stopped and said, hey, tell me a little bit more about that? How long have you been sending Christmas cards? Is this what you always do? How many do you send out? What do you do to make it easy? Do you already have their names in a file? And we have a conversation via private message on Facebook. Can you see how that would make a difference? Then we
Yes, I do. I like that.
Okay, then we say, hey, can we get on the phone and chat for a few minutes? I would love to tell you about this thing that might save you some time and money. Okay? First of all, you close more deals if you get them on the phone, but we've got to create interest by being interested in them first. So you can use these questions face-to-face. You can use these questions on Facebook and any of your social medias, Instagram, Pinterest, all those things, family and friends. When you're talking to people in a booth, it's so important that someone doesn't walk in. This is the question I always hear. So, have you heard of Tupperware? Can I tell you more about it? Right? That's all they say. They're just excited they got a warm body and they can't wait to talk about their product. Now, how would you feel about the person who took the time to get to know you first and then said, hey, can I show you this thing? You have kids. You might like some of these cups. Can I show you these cups? Because we first got to know them a little bit better. Okay?
Yeah.
This takes practice, but it can be learned. It can absolutely be learned. And I tell you, when I did this, I'd already had a title of my company. I already had earned a trip. And the next time we had a trip to earn, it was like we had a year to do it or something. I earned it in literally half the time allotted, in 6 months instead of 12 months. Now, if any of you have ever seen a trip earned with a company, you're putting in the last $50 on minute 11:59, 90% of the time, and it's torture. I'm like, I'm not doing that. I'm selling more, and I doubled my sales in just a matter of months. You can do amazing things when you learn to ask these questions. I have seen so many different businesses use this technique, and it works, okay? And you feel really authentic.
Cool.
So let me tell you a little bit about, some of you said you still have a warm market. So I'm going to tell you a few little techniques on how to talk to your warm market and make sure that you don't burn any bridges, or they don't go, oh my gosh, she might talk about cards again. How am I going to avoid this conversation? Okay? Because we all don't want that to happen, right? That's kind of one of our fears. Please tell me they're going to keep talking to me even though I might tell them there's this cool card service. Okay? So let me tell you the order and how this goes, and you have this in your notes too. First of all, you want to remember you're really, really, really excited. They're not excited yet. You have to talk about it in the tone of voice they use, and you got to be like, if they're kind of fun and peppy, you can be fun and peppy. But if they're kind of like neutral and they're not, overly excited, you can't be overly excited either. So I know that it's real tempting because you love your service, and boy, those brownies rock, right? But you can't do that yet, all right? So you just want to go, hey, you know what? I'm doing this new thing. And it's really kind of fun. I've been connecting with people a little more, and I'm sorry you've been on Facebook. I know how much you like to connect with people. It's not for everyone. I'd love to just ask you a couple quick questions, and then if it sounds like it might be something for you, I might tell you about it. If it's not, then I'm not going to bug you with it. Can I ask you a couple questions? Now, are all of you kind of go, oh, what's our couple questions going to be? Are you kind of curious, and you already know what the topic's going to be? Is there a little curiosity? Yes, no, maybe.
Yes.
Bring it.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
All right. So we're just trying to create that curiosity, because remember, we all hate that bug-eyed pullback feeling. Hey, I'm doing this really cool thing and I'm so excited. Can I tell you all about it? And they're like, oh my gosh, Bonnie, cut down on it, whatever it is. Okay. We just want to come in and ask you a couple quick questions. And that's where you use some of those favorite questions off those 11 I created for you. Hey, what are the main reasons you send out cards? What are the cards you sent out in the last 30 days? When's the last time you missed one, you forgot to send one, you went, man, I'm so frustrated? Or maybe they have a wedding coming up and you go, have you decided what you're doing for your invitations? What are you going to use to, send out your wedding invitations? Okay, so you can kind of pick and choose depending on their scenario, or if they own a business, you kind of pick the appropriate questions. You get it? Okay. And then you go, well, you know what? We have this thing that I've been using, and you might like it because I know some other people who also are in business that are using this service. And can I tell you about it? Because it might be a good fit for you, but I'm going to let you decide if you think it is. Am I breaking up? Can you all hear me still? Okay. And then when you ask permission to tell them about this thing, then they're kind of curious. Okay, yeah, what is it? Well, there's this cool thing called Send Out Cards, and it's a service online, or you can even do it on your phone. And instead of having to go and buy a card and buy a stamp and look up their address, you can put all your contacts in there. You find the contact, you can pull out your phone. So you wouldn't say pull out your phone if it was grandma who never used a phone, okay? You only use it with those who are techno savvy. You can tell her the computer, whatever's easiest. You literally get on your phone, type a quick message, send it. They take that card, they put the stamp on, put it in the envelope, they label it and send it out. Okay? So how simple was that explanation? Was that threatening or like over the top? Okay. Now, Bonnie, I'm going to call you out just this much, okay? Earlier, I gave you this like opportunity to say how this worked, and you kept talking about every area but how the darn cards like just got made and sent. Like I wanted you to tell them how easy it was, and you kept going, well, there's this and the computer. I'm like, no, just tell them they can type it up and it gets sent for them. That's like all you have to say. I'm like, no.
And I appreciated that. You put me on the
trying
spot.
to prompt you.
I was nervous.
Come on, Bonnie. Just tell them how the cards get sent. I'm like, oh, no. No wonder she doesn't close as many deals as she wants to. She doesn't just get to the chase. So there's a time you cut to the chase. You go to the computer, you type in your message, you pick your friend, they do it. Right? That was 30 seconds. Was it pushing obnoxious? It's just informative. Right? Was I like begging them to buy it? No, we just got to the cut chase. Okay? Don't make it so complicated. They don't care about all the ins and outs. Oh, and what's really fun, they also have little gifts. Have you ever forgot to send a gift to your mom at Mother's Day and you're like, oh no. You can just go on there, order it, they send it for you, and a cute little card. Would that be fun? Yeah. Okay. Make it simple, people. Well, I don't know where Bonnie was going. I'm like, stop. I'm out. we were on one of our 90-day calls and we were talking about customer service and sending out cards. I'm like, Bonnie, you talked about, what did you start with?
I don't even know.
I don't know, but you weren't just, I'm like, tell me how the service works. It's this much money and this much money and this many points. I'm like, oh my gosh, just tell them how easy it is to send cards. You just made it sound hard.
I need to work on my 30-second commercial.
No, it's not a 30-second commercial. It's just that the part they most want to know. They want to know it's easy. Okay, they're not asking the price. Like, they won't care what the price is after they hear how cool and easy it is. Okay, does that make sense? Like, don't talk about all that till the end. You don't ever mention prices at the beginning, ever. Okay, so you talk about that part at the end. Okay, so you can totally like just flip that around and you got that. So then they go, oh, cool. Yeah, that'd be kind of neat. You go, can I show it to you on your computer or your phone or whatever? Yeah, let's look that up. Or they go, no, but no, I'm not interested in that at all. Guess what? This is all you have to remember to say. 2 words. Oh, I understand. Because do any of you like get a no and you go, like you don't know what to say next? Is it painful? Do any of you just like get stumped? Or have you ever done like, yeah, but you can do this. Yeah, but you can do that. Yeah, that's bad too. But all you have to remember are those 2 words. I understand. And then it's like no biggie. And then when this is your warm market, take it right back to a conversation you already would have talked about. Talk about the Easter egg hunt your family's having, or talk about what's going on with the weather. Just take it back to neutral, and then you won't burn those bridges. You see how that works? Okay? You can really do this. You make it all about them. When you realize that you set your goals, which I believe in real strongly, I call goal setting another way to pray always. You put down your goals, and then you go to work and you focus on everybody else. Like your whole reason for being here is to help them accomplish their goals. They match up and both happen. It's really cool. So the conversations you have to be 100% focused on the other person. And then you can totally increase your sales and change things up. So I want to hear from each of you. What's the aha moment you had tonight? What's that, oh, I could do this. That would change things up. What's your aha moment for the night? Who wants to start? Renee, do you want to start?
I liked how you talked about how, I guess I never thought about it. I knew talking to people meant a lot, but to find out what it is and focus on that, find out what it is that they want, and make it feel like what they want is important and we're not pushing it on them.
No, you're just sharing after they tell you what they're interested in, right?
Yeah.
Very cool. How about you, Marlene?
I like the open-ended questions, and I like getting a conversation started with the Facebook posts.
Awesome. Fantastic. Okay, Kathleen.
Yes, thank you.
You bet. How about you, Kathleen?
I like the Facebook open-ended because I've struggled with I may send somebody a card and then I don't know what to do with it after that. So the open-ended questions is something I really want to learn how to do well.
Awesome. How about you, Disa? You're muted. You don't know where your unmute button is, do you? All right, there you go.
No. I would just say the simplicity, not make it so hard. Instead of, I call it puking. I mean, we all have our word for it, but just being able to say it, not worry about it. I tend to get nervous about, when I talk, but it's something you work through. So, yeah.
Awesome. Okay, Bonnie, how about you? Give us our last words of wisdom.
Well, definitely just keeping it simple, because send out cards is simple. And if we make it complicated, then they will run and hide. because they're already not sending cards for some reason. So
Right.
being able to find out why they struggle with that in the first place and how we can implement and make it easier for them.
Awesome. 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 So Bonnie, can I ask you to tell them a little bit about what you've got out of this? There's this class I teach called the 90-Day Sales Challenge. And these things, I promise you, you go tomorrow, you're going to want to do these questions. And you go to say them and you're like, how did Michelle do that? And it just takes a little bit of practice, okay? But when you get it, like, your sales skyrocket. So Bonnie, tell them a little bit about the 90-Day Sales Challenge and what you've enjoyed about it, if anything. I think you've enjoyed it.
Yes. Well, and I think that we've talked a little bit about today is forming habits, setting goals. We can all sit down at our computer every day and blindlessly put stuff on Facebook or meet with clients or whatever. But Michelle really puts it into perspective, writing on your sticky notes, sticking them all over your house. What is your goal? What do you want? So to be able to have her work through that process with you really is helping me grow. And I'm nowhere near where I need to be, but leaps and bounds ahead of, the last 27 years in direct sales. What I've learned in the last 90 days, not quite 90 days yet, but setting goals is really great. Michelle teaches us how to do that and really implement that to view them every day on our walls.
Awesome. So the 90 days, thank you very much, Bonnie. The 90-Day Sales Challenge involves goal setting, how to ask questions. Goal setting, how to ask questions. We go back and forth. We ask questions. You figure out how to ask questions when you're meeting a new person at Target or the post office or the grocery store, or whatever it be. You find out how to ask questions when you're learning how to attract a business builder. You learn how to ask questions. Let's say, I know Bonnie has been with groups. You can talk to a group of people and tell them about your service. How do you ask questions in a group? There's literally a way to do it. And when I did that at my parties, major sales, because each person's need feeds off. Oh, I have that problem too. I forgot my mother's birthday last year. Oh, and then I forgot Mother's Day. And then this person's talking about whatever it is, and they feed off each other. It's kind of cool. So there's ways to ask questions in an entire group. There was ways to ask questions in every aspect of your business that you can grow every part. There's ways to get referrals by asking key questions. Hey, who do you know that does sales and owns their own small business? Hey, who do you know who's a grandma and now has 20 grandchildren? Who do you know? And we have these little pointed questions, and we can get referrals that way, okay? We can make sure we're uncovering people's needs so they stay with the service longer, because you want longevity, right? And all those things. And we couple that, we go back and forth with goals and habits. That's another thing that I really can help you with, creating those habits, and it's all based around your personal business goals. So we layer the business training with the goal setting, with the business training, with the goals training, and it's amazing what you can have happen in a short amount of time. I've seen it with people in Pampered Chef. I've seen it with people Advocare. I've seen it with people in Unique. I've seen several companies. And so this really is universal. It's so much fun. And you also learn to ask what's really fun. This is one of my most fun parts, is that people tell me all the time, I'm asking more open-ended questions to my husband, and we're having a much better conversation. That's my favorite, is when people go, oh my gosh, I asked my son an open-ended question, and he actually answered me something then, okay, like, it's really funny. Or the goal setting part, you do that with your kids, and they're like, wow, our family literally is changing because we're setting goals together. So I love that our perks to this class envelop your whole life, if that's what you want to apply it towards. So you don't have to just apply these principles just to your business. It really helps in several different areas. Now, this 90-Day Sales Challenge that I do, it's once a week. This little thing called Zoom that we have, I joke it looks like the Brady Bunch. We have all these little squares on the screen. It's once a week for 1 hour. It's all recorded. So if you miss it, it's okay. It's going to be on a web page on my website, and it's password protected, and you have your password. You can go in and watch the recordings anytime. And let's see. What else am I forgetting, Bonnie? You get a workbook. Do you like the workbook, Bonnie?
Yes, definitely.
So the workbook takes you through every chapter that we go through, every lesson. And it's not busy work. People all the time tell me, oh, but I'm not sure I have enough time to take this on. I'm like, but you work in your business, right? Would you like to work less and make more, or work the same amount and double your sales? Well, yeah, well then you have time for this class, because this class takes you to do sales, right, Bonnie? I'm not asking you just to be busy work. It's go to work. It's like, here, take the thing you just learned, now go sell something, okay? It's not busy work at all. The bucket list, a little bit of the goal setting might take a few minutes, but I promise you, you'll stay way more motivated and work smarter when you do the goal setting activities. So it's not a time consuming thing. It's just a commitment and I want to get to the next level. That's what it comes down to. If you want to go to the next level, I can help you get there. And so what you do is you have two different options. You can either pay for the class, one payment of $300, or you just do it 1 month at a time for $110. So you can save $30 if you pay the whole thing up front. But just $100 a month. How many new clients is that, Bonnie, to make $100 a month? I know it depends on which package.
Well, yeah, and it just depends on, it depends completely on if it's a customer, MD, or if you meet your bonuses and stuff. So really, it could be just one MD helping them meet their level. That's it.
Okay.
Less than that, actually.
Cool. So the $100, I promise you, it's a small investment. You pay the $100. My whole goal is you make way more money than me. That wouldn't make any sense. Nobody would send anybody to me, okay? I most of the time help people make a lot more money than I do. I just am asking for a small investment for my time, and then I make sure you make a lot more money while you're out there. So I just take the time to find out who's interested in learning more about this. Disa and Kathleen, we've been chatting. The classes start tomorrow. There's one at 9 a.m. and 5 p.m. And you can get started with this. And if you got signed up, then I'll send you the workbook and the link. And it's amazing. I cannot tell you how excited I am to see how many different people's businesses are being changed and how they're making more money. So let me just ask really quick, Marlene and Renee, do either of you have any questions about the 90-day challenge, or tell me a little bit about your interest level on a scale of 1 to 10? Marlene, let's start with you.
I just found out about the class and signed up. I jumped on the call. I wasn't even aware, so I haven't heard. I'm sure your class was great this evening. I'm sure it's great, but I have not seen it.
No, I'm asking what your interest level would be in doing a 90-day challenge and continuing this class that we're doing tonight, so you can get better at these skills.
Right now would not be a good time in the next 90 days for me. I've got too many irons in the fire with other things. Now would not be a good time for me.
Okay. Are you planning on growing your business in the next 90 days?
I'm growing myself right now. I need to take care of myself right now and put this on hold just for a second.
Yeah.
Not hold. Not hold. I mean, I fit it into my day, and I will work on these open-ended questions. I will start utilizing what I've heard this evening, but taking on a 90-day challenge is not a good time for me at the moment.
Okay, I totally understand. There's other free classes on my website that you're totally welcome to take advantage of, okay?
Okay.
All right. Renee, tell me a little bit about your interest level on a scale of 1 to 10 in this class.
Definitely something I would be interested in, but right now financially I cannot do anything. I'm going through some stuff right now trying to figure out. So it would be something that I would be interested in once I get back on my feet because I have a bunch of medical stuff out there to get done right now.
Uh-huh. I totally understand.
So it is something that I'd be interested in the future.
Could I call you and just talk to you about a couple of payment options that might
Yeah.
make it easier? Okay. All right, I'll do that, and then we can see if there's something that would work for you. Okay?
Okay.
So I'm going to stop the recording.